What's going on, traders? Want to do a quick update here for SPX, the S&P 500 cash index. And let's see where we're sitting now with the recent volatility and, of course, the geopolitical turmoil that we have been seeing, as everybody knows. Now, when watching this overbought signal here coming in towards the end of the month, and really right at the end of the month, seems like it was the low so far, getting a negative reading, 12.5 here, moving about 300 points from our lowest low now to where we are currently sitting just over 6,600. And the bulls really did what they needed to do as far as we saw some selling pressure here at the beginning of the month on the 2nd, and we had a level here at this 64.80 area right here. As you can see, multiple reactions, and this we sold into it and it did hold, right? And this was also the opposing low from the 20th there of March. So we did actually end up holding that and then came back up. And today we did see some selling again, but the 65.25 didn't exactly touch it, but we did hold there. And you can see we tried to sell off, and it was interesting today. The breadth on the market was not too good. We ended up closing here positive, but negative. It was much worse earlier. The internals were all negative as well, with the outflows being a negative 100 and what was this? We ended the day at 192 million to the sell side, and the volume and tick really wasn't that strong all day, but impressively enough, we did not see that follow through on the sell side. The market's just aching for some positive news, in my opinion. So what do we need to see here for the bulls? Well, definitely need to hold that 65.25. That goes without saying. But let's see if the bulls can hold over 65.70, right? Well, if we can hold over here, if we can get some potential sideways action. Now, at 8 o'clock tonight, we are supposed to hear something from Iran and the peace talks and Trump, so we'll see if that sends futures higher. But as it stands here on the cash close, maybe if we didn't have any news coming, build a base up here over the 65.70 and rip us back up into the 66.50 area right here. Potential short zone there. We've got a lot of interesting traffic here in this area. So that could be something that I'd be looking for, potential short. We could also make a little case here for it and possible, a little inverted head and shoulders kind of taking place. It's not the cleanest, but you can kind of get an idea of that. Either way, 66.50 is really the target. Might come a little bit shy, maybe within 25 points here at this low from the 13th of March, 66.24. So watch out for that as well. Really, what we could do is come in and make a little. Let's make a little supply zone here. And just so we can have that mapped, just to see if in fact we do see a sell there as well. But again, with the news tonight supposedly at 8, we could end up lower or higher. Obviously, I don't know, but 66.20 to 66.50 in my zone there for sellers, all things being equal. Let's see if we get a rocket shot, though. If we get some good news, maybe up to the 67.20 right here. So what would the bears need? Definitely need to find some acceptance. Let's flip it and reverse it. Acceptance back under 65.70 and certainly getting underneath that 65.25. I think that's really what's going to break things back down towards these lows under 64.80. Now that's when it gets interesting. Now we can talk about really getting down and retesting these lows. So I am not sure it's going to be anybody's bet on tonight what news we get. But that being said, market is just aching for some good news, and there are plenty of shorts still piled in throughout the market. So any positive news, and you will see a big squeeze in the upward direction, and in the negative news, people will be running for the hills, and we should see an equally as powerful reaction. But when we have the positive news, because we are in that daily downtrend, we have sold off quite a bit. And there are probably a bunch of shorts in here. And they get cut off size, and they'll just get squeezed right out, and we'll see real violent. And you can see we got some type of silly headline today about Pakistan, I believe, just asking for 2 more weeks or something like that, and the market ripped 150 points, at least NQ did, which is just, just for the prime minister asking that, it really didn't make sense to me. So for me, the market is just begging for some positivity, and we should see a big push. But we're coming from those oversold conditions here, and we're almost at the zero line. So hats off to the bulls, and let's see what happens in the overnight session. Take care.